What's up, folks? Welcome to a new episode of Blue Guardians TV. This week, we're going to go with Josh York, and we're going to head to Kentucky and see if he can knock down one of those hit list bucks that he's been going after. So y'all stay tuned. A dream does not become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. Quote from Colin Powell. The price of success is hard work, dedication to the job at hand, and the determination that whether we win or lose, we have applied the best of ourselves to the task at hand. Vince Lombardi.
Heroes walk on four legs. I'm Jason Johnson, founder of Project Canine Hero. Not every retired police canine or military working dog has a home to go to in retirement. We strive to ensure no hero is left behind. We cover the medical needs of our program members after their faithful service. Our organization also provides a lifetime sanctuary for many of these heroes who may suffer from PTSD. And whenever possible, we find them a forever home. Visit ProjectCanineHero.org to learn how you can help protect those who protected us.
Man, Josh was watching this nice buck down in the ravine down there, and he was running out of camera energy on his camera. So he had to head back to the truck to get another battery, and man, look what he ran into. Check this out.
All right, guys, I just videoed that big buck down in that ravine. Battery freaking died. I must have grabbed the wrong battery this morning out of the truck when I headed to the stand. So I'm gonna get to the point. I'm gonna hurry up and get to the truck. I'm gonna take the bow with me. I got 2 cameras mounted on it. That buck's headed where I have to go to get the battery. So just in case I see him, I'm hoping I get this, but you never know. So we're gonna head to the truck right now and go get this battery. You never know. Maybe something might happen. Oh my gosh, guys. This buck is chasing a doe right up in this thicket that I just seen. I only went 100 yards. I can't even get to the truck to get this other battery, but I think I'm just gonna sneak up to the edge of this bush here and see what happens. They might give me a shot at him. You just never know. So just hold on. Let me get an arrow knock real quick. Just stay with me. Hold on. I'm gonna sneak up here, guys. Oh my God, they're right there. Gosh, guys, oh my gosh, I can't believe that just happened. On my way to the truck to get this battery, this buck just chased the doe right over here. They were running out all over the spot down here. Oh my God, I'm shook up, man. One of the craziest hunts I've ever been on in my life. I've been after that deer all year. This is, I'm beside myself. The shot was back. I know it was back really far. Oh, just give me a little bit here. I'm gonna shut this camera off and I gotta collect my thoughts, man. This is crazy. Oh, he's a stud though. He is a stud. We're here in Kentucky, all by myself. Let's just give me a bit and I'm gonna see if I can find my arrow here in a minute and see what we're looking at.
All right, guys, as you can see, I'm in the truck. I decided not to go after this deer. We're gonna give him the rest of the day and tonight. Go after him first thing tomorrow morning. The shot was back. I know it was back. When in doubt, back out. So I checked the arrow, clean pass through, tons of bright red blood on the ground there and all over the arrow. So I feel like we're gonna recover this deer. I just want to play it safe. All right, guys. I shot this deer yesterday morning. Got my good buddy's dog here. She's a year old and a month. She she's still training, but she's a really good dog. She's found a lot of deer already. I wasn't sure about the shot. It happened so quick. But we're gonna go ahead and start tracking this deer and see if we can find it. Stay with us. Here he is, a big old 8, big old Kentucky 8. This white patch, we called this deer Patch. I have scanning camera pictures of him all here. Breed right here, cattle wool leopard. Dog's only a year and a month old. Did a great job tracking this deer. I shot it yesterday morning. It was dogging the doe with another buck. I actually got down out of the stand, which you heard me talk about earlier. It was a crazy hunt. I normally wouldn't get down out of the stand, but the lay of the land allowed me to do it. I shot this deer at like 15 yards. I probably should have stopped him when he was trotting. I hit the deer back pretty bad, but I must have hit something fatal because he was only 250 yards from where I shot him. But I didn't push him, left him lay. That's the best thing to do. Thanks to this dog, we found this deer, so we're gonna take care of this deer right quick.
Welcome back, folks. Now we're going to showcase a retired law enforcement officer, John Hoover. Listen to his story as he tells you about when he was a canine handler for a police department he worked for here in Virginia. Exciting story, a story you don't want to miss. What's up, folks? Thanks for viewing Blue Guardians TV. This week we have a special guest on the show, and his name is John Hoover. He's a retired canine handler from Roanoke Police Department. Is that correct, John?
That's correct.
All right. So we're gonna showcase him this week, and on this segment of Blue Guardians TV. And I'm gonna turn the floor over to John. And John, thanks for coming on here, man.
Of course, glad to be here.
So, John, tell us a little bit about your law enforcement career, about your canine career with Roanoke, and your dog's name and what type of dog you had.
I began my law enforcement career in upstate New York in 1985. Got into canine towards the end of 88, beginning of 89. And that's where I got my first dog. In the early 90s, about 1992, I relocated to Roanoke, Virginia. That's kind of where I finished up. Worked 3 dogs over a period of 22 years or so, 23 years. 3 of them were Rottweilers. I did finish up right before retiring with a pointy-ear dog, and then I moved on to retirement and a second adventure.
Okay. Now, John, those the canine partners that you had while you were in your law enforcement career, were they patrol, narcotics, explosive?
All of them were dual-purpose patrol dogs and narcotics.
Awesome. Yeah, that's I'm familiar with that. I was a canine handler for 4 years. Mine was dual-purpose narcotics patrol. So a lot of training involved with that. A lot of hours set, with your partner, getting through some training, because it's a great tool to have out there, but it's a great partner as well.
Absolutely.
John, your second adventure, what did you do? What do you do now? You retired law enforcement. Are you continuing on with that, or?
I retired in 2010 and moved into government contracting. Spent 5 years in Afghanistan with an explosive detection dog, which was new to me, and it was a lab, which was new to me, and it was a different type of reward system, which was also new to me. And did that for 5 years, and then I ended up with a different government client, training dogs in the States here in Winchester, Virginia.
Awesome. Now, I heard you mention the reward system. Now, when it comes to training canines, what type of training do the canine officers get with their partners? Like, how long is it? How many hours? What type of schools you have to go to for that?
In law enforcement?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in law enforcement, we typically like to run a school anywhere, especially if it's dual purpose, anywhere between 8 weeks to 12 weeks. And as you know, it's, time is money in law enforcement. To have somebody go to a school that long was a little difficult to accomplish, but if they want it done right, that's what we did. My department was pretty good about that, giving us the time. So when we trained other departments, we would run into sheriffs and chiefs only wanting a guy there for 2 weeks, and they want him back on the road and ready to go. And that just, you get what you put into it. So it wasn't a good thing, but all the schools I'm familiar with are anywhere between 8 and 12 weeks.
The people to work with are tremendous. Everyone's easy to get along with. Pay and benefits are top of the line. I don't know what else you could look for in a company.
One of the things that we enjoy doing here at RCS is we don't want anybody to feel like they're not a part of the trucking outfit here. It's just a great place to work. I mean, I love working here. It's a great place to make a living.
I like the fact that they have you home when you're scheduled to be home. I also like the fact the owner is always available. He really seems like he cares about what's going on.
Absolutely. It definitely was one of the most grueling, hardest school academy that I've ever been through. Mine was about 12 to 13 weeks. And, with a dual purpose dog, man, you know this as well, John, the training that you have to put into that to imprint those dogs on narcotics or article searches or tracks and get them honed in on their skill set. But it was difficult, a lot of hours involved. But then on the flip side, you know this, John, being retired law enforcement, the man hours you also put in, just you and your partner alone without going to a training. So it's kind of consistent every day.
Yeah, maintenance was really important. The basic school gives them what they need, the tools they need, and then I always stressed maintenance was very important.
Right. Going back to your days at Roanoke PD, and you were how should I say this, fresh. You're like you're in that you're a young law enforcement officer. What kind of advice can you give young law enforcement officers that are coming into the profession now? Good advice for them about working hard, motivation, that type of thing.
Well, of course, I was in a whole different time period, and I admire the guy. I have two sons that are police officers in Florida today, and just what they have to go through and the negativity they see. It's got to be challenging for them. But if I had to give any advice, I would say probably, don't listen to the critics. I think more people out there appreciate the police than you hear the small minority of media and people screaming about the police. I think the average person out there loves the police and supports the police. And you're in today's environment, you're on video, you're in the public eye 24/7.
Right. I agree with you. I got I'm the oldest of three. My younger brothers, one works at the agency I work at here in Virginia. And one is a state trooper here in Virginia as well. He is a canine handler also. He's been doing it for about 10 years. He loves that job role that he's doing. And my son, he just turned 18 years old, and he was lucky enough to get picked up by the sheriff's office here in Virginia, and he's working as a deputy sheriff now at 18. So he's got a long road ahead for his career, but he'll do fine, I'm sure. So I'm right there with you. But that's good advice. I mean, like you said, given to the young officers. I mean, society today is a whole lot different than 20 years ago.
That's a fact.
It's a lot different. Your policing's different. Your training's going to be different. You got to be transparent. You got to be able to change with society. And it's a different ball game out there, different animal, as I would say. John, on the flip side, Blue Guardians TV, obviously we showcase law enforcement officers, men and women throughout the country, retired, active, or that been injured in the line of duty. But also the other concept side of it is our hunting. Do you do any type of hunting? For the outdoors, what do you do?
I don't. It's funny because I'm a boater. I love boating, and I have boats, and we spend our time boating. And the funny thing is, they ask me why I don't drink and I don't fish. So everybody asks me, why do I have a boat? But that's kind of my outdoor, is getting out there on the water.
That's awesome, man. It's a hobby. It's a hobby. I got a friend that boats, and he loves it. Goes out to Lake Anna, and he's on the water as soon as the weather changes gears here and gets warmer, and throughout the spring and summer, he's on the water. He's fishing and boating. So it's an awesome hobby, but it's one of them I probably won't get into. It's one of them expensive hobbies, but hunting is too. So it's expensive. Well, John, anything else you would love to share with our viewers here on Blue Guardians TV? Anything law enforcement related? Anything about canines you'd like to push out? Any websites you have out there that people can go for resources on that, or anything?
No, I don't think so. But I would say that it's been a real rewarding career. Being a canine, got me to some good places. Had I taken another path in law enforcement, and thanks for you guys recognizing law enforcement warriors out there.
Absolutely, John. And that's the piece here, is I feel that law enforcement officers in the country need to have more of a showcase concept and share their career stories and tell their side of things, personal or work related, profession related. We're human beings out here, just as everybody else walking around, and we wear a badge, but we're also human beings as well. So We're not just, want to tell their stories, if you know where I'm going.
Right.
So, well, John, thanks for coming on here on Blue Guardians TV. Share our page, let people know if you have any other law enforcement officers that you feel would be interested in sharing their stories. Definitely get a hold of me or Andy, and we'll be more than happy to showcase it.
Very cool. Thank you.
All right, man. Well, you take care, and thanks for joining us.